Game 7. Rockets, Warriors. My best bets are on the way. If you are new, my name is Austin. Hopefully today's Game 7's a little better than yesterday's, which was a blowout. Speaking of yesterday, we had a decent winning day for us. A 2-1 day. We'll take it. We cashed Russell Westbrook's over in PRAs. He was a big difference maker pretty much that whole series for the Nuggets. And we also cashed James Harden's under in points, which was our VIP Dub Club exclusive play. That was sweat free. And then Jokic did not get the boards in with 10. I almost played a triple double, which didn't hit either. So it didn't really matter there. Jokic didn't really have to do a lot because they smoked them. But either way, a 2-1 day, we will certainly take it. Now, you might be looking for another video on the channel, and you might be looking for the Pacers and Cavaliers one. Sad news, I have no Pacers and Cavaliers video today. So if you're looking for it, going forward, we're probably going to do an individual video for every single playoff game. However, I don't have any picks in that game because there's a couple different, we got Darius Garland on the injury report. I don't really have any edges in that game one. So I'm going to sit that one out. I do at the end of this video have an Underdog fantasy entry, and that will be involving all those games, only that game. So in case you're curious, my thoughts on that game, I'll talk about Underdog fantasy at the end of the video. They also have a Halliburton free square. So I won't have an official video or any picks in that game, but at the end of the video, I will touch on exactly the picks I was looking at. Just don't have a lot of confidence in that game one. Game one's going to be a little bit tricky to bet on. So again, you can sign up for Underdog using my code COS or the link down below. You get this Halliburton free pick. You know, wish him to score 1 point. You also get a deposit match up to $1,000. If you're also looking for another video, no MLB video, and that's for good reason. We've been getting absolutely killed in baseball. So no baseball today, just this video. Let's dominate and let's go 3-0. Why not us? Let's dive into these games and this one game. And we'll start with my first pick of the day. The guy I'm throwing on the thumbnail, the guy I trust to show up in a game 7 on the road. Steph Curry over 4.5 made 3-pointers. Now, historically, we really haven't taken a lot of Steph's overs. In fact, I think the only Steph, maybe one of, at least the one that I remember, was his over in threes against the Magic. And I went to that game. I said I would eat a hot dog for every 3-pointer he made. And I bought 2 hot dogs pregame just because I was like, Steph's going to make 2. I don't want to go back to the, keep going back to concessions. He didn't make his first one until like the third quarter. So I sat there with 2 really cold hot dogs. Disgusting. But regardless, today I'm actually backing his over in threes. And I trust Steph to show up on the road, especially in a pivotal game 7, win or go home. I think he's going to play 42-ish minutes, maybe more than that. They need him out there. Truth of the matter, they need him to be out there. And I think he's chucking it up there. We know Steph, if you want to pivot to his over in points, you can. It's like 26, 27.5. I just rather him knock down some threes. That's obviously goes hand in hand. I think he's firing him up tonight because let's be honest, the Warriors need it. Now, the Warriors have looked pretty bad these last 2 games, and I'll talk about at the end of this video who I think wins this game. But I do think that Steph's going to at least show up. We saw him in game 6 attempt 16 3-pointers. That's kind of what he's been doing in game 7s. In fact, in his last 4 game 7s, he has attempted 12, 14, 15, and then last year, I believe that was last year, maybe 2 years ago, 18 3-pointers, making 7, 4, 7, and 7. So again, pivotal game 7, Draymond, he's probably passing up shots to get to Steph Curry. Steph will launch it from wherever he wants because he's their best player. And they honestly, Steph chucking a 3-pointer is better than probably anything else they got out there besides maybe Jimmy Butler to do something good. But we've seen so far this season, he's made 5 or more threes in 29 of 45 games, about 64%. When he's attempted 10 or more, best 3-point shooter in the world. I'll trust him to get it done. This series, he's exactly split 50-50. 3 games with 5 or more threes, 3 games with less than the 5 threes. So again, I just trust Steph. It's a gut call. Is it the best matchup in the world? No. They will face guard him and they'll make his life difficult, but the Warriors are going to empty the playbook, try to find their best ways to get Steph Curry open, and he will fire it up. It could be from 35 feet. I don't care. I'll trust Steph Curry here. Over 4.5 made 3-pointers. I think he makes at least 5 tonight. Steph, we're counting on you to get the job done. All it takes is 5 shots. It's a lot of threes, but I think Steph, we know, I mean, he's the best shooter in the world. We'll trust him. My second play is going to be one we took in game 6. It cashed, and I have no reason not to take it once again in game 7. That's Alperen Sengun over 31.5 points plus rebounds, which is currently minus 120 on FanDuel. Again, just a half unit play, limiting the unit size here in the playoffs, but I love this play. We took it in game 6. He cashed with, I think, 35 points and rebounds. Missed a few minutes the last minute or two due to a blowout. But again, Sengun played well. Well, I didn't really play that well. He shot 8 for 20, but he got the job done pretty easily. And I look at this as a matchup where we're seeing this Rockets team go heavy on the size with Steven Adams and Sengun in there. And I don't necessarily know if that helps or hinders us, Alperen Sengun. But I think at the end of the day, if I'm the Warriors and I'm coming into this game with a game plan, there's 2 things I'm going to try to assess. Number one, we got to slow down Fred VanVleet. He's had, 25 points in 3 straight games. Number two, we got to figure out the Steven Adams stuff. But the big thing here for the Warriors is I don't think Sengun is their problem on defense or on offense, whatever you want to call it. I think they will live with Sengun beating them. We talked about this in the Game 6 video on Saturday, right? That was on Friday. Sengun's his top 2 scoring games this series, where he scored 26 and 31 points, basically hitting this over with just points alone. The Rockets lost those games. So again, the Warriors are, if I'm the Warriors, I am content with Sengun shooting as many 2-pointers as he wants, because the problem the last 2 games have been the 3-pointers. While Fred VanVleet go crazy. Yes, the last game they made 12 threes. That's not really what the Rockets do well, is make threes. And when the threes are falling, the Warriors got no chance. So again, if I'm the Warriors, I want to funnel as many shots into Sengun. Last game, he shot 20 times, scored 21 points. Again, you'll live with that. He got to the free throw line 7 times, but I just don't see the reason for the Warriors to ever double Sengun, and why they could probably double other guys and force Sengun to beat them, driving to the hoop, trying to score on Draymond, whoever's out there. So again, I think the usage is going to continue to be good. And I pull up the stat in that Game 6 video. Yeah, Sengun this season, when he plays 32 or more minutes and attempts 15 or more shots, something he's done in a lot of games this series, he's over in about 69% of games this season. So again, I see this as a big upside in points. I'm tacking on the rebounds because, well, he's had 9 or more rebounds in every game this series, and he had 14 on 24 chances last game. I mean, you can just take the regular points, but I think if he hits the points line at 20 and a half, 21 and a half, he probably goes over points and rebounds today too. So again, I love Sengun. I think he's going to get a ton of volume. And I think if I'm the Warriors, I am living with Alperen Sengun beating me until he's like 10 of 11 from the field. And then maybe we make some adjustments. But at the end of the day, we rather that than Fred VanVleet spamming threes, making those a 2, much less than a 3. I'd live with that. And then my third play of the day will be our Dub Club exclusive play. Today is an under in PRAs. It's clearly in this game. You can get it in the Dub Club early access. You just got to go down below and sign up. $10 off your first month. So it becomes $5. That should carry you pretty much the rest of the NBA season, at least the NBA postseason. So take advantage of that. $10 off your first month. We do one Dub Club exclusive play every single day, and we're on a 7-2 run over there, hopefully making that an 8-2 run. Now, before we dive into that Pacers and Cavaliers underdog slip, I need to talk who I think wins and covers in this game. Is basically priced as a pick 'em. Yesterday, my lean was the Nuggets. I think I'm going to start tracking these leans towards just a lean record. I'm not personally betting them. You guys know I don't really do a lot of game picks. However, if I were to put my money on either of these teams, and we'll try to do this in every single game pick video, individual game going forward, it would be the Golden State Warriors. I would lean them on the money line. Now you could take the plus 2.5. In my opinion, the plus 2.5 versus the plus 120 on the money line. Whatever. If they lose by 2, then GG. But I look at the Warriors here, and who wants to bet on them? They've looked like trash the last 2 games, but I think they show up here. I know Jimmy Butler and Steph Curry will show up. I can't really count on a lot of the Rockets players to show up I know they're at home. They've played with a lot more energy, and that's kind of been the difference these last 2 games has been the energy. I think the Warriors show up here. Maybe they don't, but if I had to bet it, I would bet the Warriors. I'd bet with Steph Curry, a guy that I trust in this pivotal Game 7 to show up. I can't really trust the Rockets to show up consistently. They have a lot of guys that are very inconsistent. Jalen Green's a disaster. Fred VanVleet's been great, but what happens if he has a bad shooting night? And then they're relying on Steven Adams and Sengun. What if the Warriors make some adjustments to that and slow down that lineup? I don't know. I'd bet the Warriors. We'll call the lean record 1-0 from the Nuggets yesterday. We'll see if we can go to 2-0. It's not anything that, I'm not putting any of my own money on the Warriors. That's just where I would put my money if I had to. We'll track this lean record for the rest of the postseason. If you like it, cool. We'll try to at least give a lean for a game pick. Just trust your research on what you would bet on. But that's where, if you want to know my thoughts, it would be on the Warriors. As always, let me know what you think down below in the comments. Now, the last minute or 2 of this video, I would talk about that Pacers and Cavaliers game. I really don't like that game a lot, but if I had to bet it, this would be my props that I was taking a peek at. A reminder, you can tail the slip on Underdog Fantasy using code COS. You'll get a deposit match up to $1,000 and this Halliburton free pick. Here are the picks I looked at. Again, I'm not playing any of these officially towards the record, but here are the 4 I looked at. And you put $20 on this. I think it turns into 135. Neesmith to make 2 threes. I think he gets plenty of opportunities here. Mr. Mobley to grab 10 boards. He has a pretty good track record against the Pacers. And his teammate actually like Jared Allen lower than 10.5 rebounds. I think with Allen having to guard Miles Turner, he'll be out on the perimeter a ton with Halliburton screens. And I see Halliburton actually have a good scoring day. I have no idea how this game goes, which is why I'm kind of avoiding it with Darius Garland out or injured. I don't know what the heck his status is. If I'm the Cavaliers, I'm probably doing a lot of switches, and I'm switching Allen on the Halliburton and living with those results. You don't want Halliburton to get the 12, 15 assist games, which he's capable of. So if I'm switching and I'm forcing Halliburton to be a scorer, that's what they've historically done. I think that's what they do in game one and maybe make some adjustments for game two. I lean Halliburton's over in points. So if I had to bet anything, that was going to be my prop, but I'd rather not get involved there. But again, those are my underdog fantasy picks in that Cavaliers game. I really don't like it. So officially the only picks I got towards my record, we have Steph Curry to make 5 threes, Alperen Sengun's points and rebounds, and then our Dub Club exclusive play and under in PRAs. Get that with the link in the description. Get $10 off your first month. It's only $5. Take advantage. Let's have a great game 7. Hopefully all of our picks come to fruition, and hopefully this game is a little bit more competitive than yesterday's game, which was just a blowout by middle of the third quarter. Let's have a great game 7 tomorrow. I like both those 2 game 1s, so you'll see an individual video probably going forward for every single game in the playoffs. So stay tuned for that. A lot more content for you guys, and we will return with the MLB videos tomorrow for you guys to fade the picks, because honestly, we've been absolutely trashed there. Either way, thanks for tuning in. It's Austin. I'm signing out. Have a great Sunday. I'll see you guys back again in the next one, praying for the brooms to be out. I'll see you guys then. Peace.